Hello and welcome to Tagged. Thanks to Head and Shoulders. I'm Jordy Allen and this is Sarah Rowe. Rowey, we've got a big show to rip into today. The home and away season has officially ended, much to our dismay, and we share the mood from inside the Pies camp. Drisco joins us from Perth. I know you had a lot to say about that last week, and Hosco's hot seat is back. But first, round 12, what were your thoughts on the home and away season?
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me at the weekend was probably the fact that Essendon took down Sydney and knocked them out of finals contention. I think there's been so many good games over the season, but I really expected Sydney to get by. I think losing Chloe Malloy and big players like that can really impact. But it's hard to believe, Jordy, that the season is over for us.
I know. It's crazy to think, isn't it? On the Swans game, I just think that the weather really played a part. We know that they want to possess the ball, and Essendon just made it a scrap. And they were playing in inches of water, which is incredibly hard to do.
It reminds me of the game that we played a couple of years ago when we played Adelaide. Do you remember how the water was basically in our boots? And it's impossible to play when it's like that.
The ball would hit the ground and stop. But for me, the moment of the round was the top of the table clash, and it was built up to be this huge game. The Hawks going to be the first team to rattle the cage, and they didn't fire a shot. It was really lacklustre. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was the same. I was like, what team is going to put it up to North Melbourne? Like, it's hard to see that any team can compete with them. Hawthorn were probably confident going in that maybe their game style could hold up against them, but it just didn't look like they were, anywhere close to them.
The thing about North is they just make it look so easy though. Like, it didn't. They weren't doing anything spectacular. They're nothing overly flashy. They weren't pulling goals out that you wouldn't expect. It was just method.
But they also have the luxury of being able to rest players and being able to manage players. Like, I know Vicky Wall, one of my friends, she was managed. Like, players like that, and there's other players to come into the team who do just as good of a job. So like the competition in that team, I'm sure behind closed doors is really heating up as well this time of year.
The depth of their team is something remarkable, isn't it? Now, looking at 2025, the season that was more broadly, Rowey, what were your highlights and what were your lowlights?
I think what stands out to me obviously is yesterday playing my 75th game. I think it was just a really nice occasion, and I remember my 50th, and I remember thinking there was a lot of hype around it, and I found it quite distracting, and I was like a bit too much fuss. But maybe when you're younger, you might think that, but
as older, you're a bit wiser.
You're a bit like, these milestones are actually really special, and I really appreciate that the AFL and Collingwood do such a good job at highlighting that, because it's not something we do at home in Ireland. Like, you would have played 200 Gaelic football games in your career, but it's never been highlighted. So I feel for me that really stood out to me, to have family there, to have friends there. I really enjoyed that. What was the moment for you?
Well, for me, my my low light was probably the injury that I had coming into the season. That was really challenging, and there was probably a point in time there where I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to get over this, which is catastrophizing because I'm so fine. And once I'd started running again, I didn't think about my calf, but I think it was just the timing of it. I got through pre-season and I felt like I stumbled at the final hurdle. But I think on the flip side of that, like coming back and proving the resilience to my body that I can get back, and I came back a better athlete, I think. So I think for me that was probably my highlight, which was amongst a difficult season for us Pies. I think personally that was probably something that I could be proud of.
Yeah, I kind of feel personally as well. I feel like we have made progress, but for me as an individual, I'm like, I've done 18 months on the clock, went from AFL season to soccer season to AFL season. So there's a part of me that feels like I really need a break to reset and kind of remotivate myself again and become hungry again, because within that there has to be a slight bit of burnout. When I think about the last 18 months, I'm like, I think I only took 5 days off in that time. So I am really looking forward to a break, and I think we get to start again. That's the thing.
For those of you who don't know Sarah Rowe, know that she's balls to the wall, 24/7, 365. So for her to admit that she is burnt out, this is news.
I need a break.
I need a break.
To relax.
Never have I ever heard those words come out of your mouth. In 2 weeks' time, you'll be knocking on Central Mariners' door, being like, I'm here. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to go.
Literally. It's time to reveal a person or a thing that sat head and shoulders above the rest, thanks to Head and Shoulders. Jordy, normally we pick something on field, but this time we're picking something off field. What's yours?
I think following on from your theme of last week, the beautiful green face paint that you adorned in the episode from last week, it's been Halloween dress-ups. And I don't know about you and what it's like culturally back in Ireland, but I really don't think much about Halloween. It's probably not something that's on my radar. And we're in season, and I feel like this year, though, the Halloween dress-ups, people have gone to another level. They are pulling out all stops. Also, there's something called gay Halloween, and like all of the gay community just find these really niche things to dress up as. Like you could dress up as the plant that sits in the corner of the Tagged podcast, and that is something that's really niche. And I just find it so entertaining. I think everyone's done a brilliant job. It's never been on my radar, but Rowey, for you, you're throwing love behind a dress-up of another type.
Well, I hate dressing up. We know this. I love wearing dresses. I love getting dolled up, but I hate dress up. I didn't enjoy Fiona's costume last weekend, and I wouldn't like to do Halloween.
Still pulled it off, mind you. When those photos got sent through to the Slack, we were like, there is no way that you have just mutilated your face with green face paint and you've still managed to pull it off.
The amount of people who said to me, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, I really had no choice. Like, Hosco pinned me down, cornered me. But anyway, the thing that stands out to me that's head and shoulders above the rest is the outfits for the races. So I've been loving the style, and I would love to go to Melbourne Cup Day myself, but it's just not working out with time. But Nadia Bartel, for me, do you know her brand, Henny?
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Yeah, so she is absolutely nailing it at the moment in the fashion industry, and her outfit for the races is just this white little number that she's wearing with a black headset. It is amazing, so that's what stands out for me.
Rowey, last week Emma Driscoll caught in a sickie, and I believe that you and Hosco had a lot to say about it. Now, for those of you who don't know, Drisco is a physio, so just keep that in the back of your mind as you're watching this episode, because she's back to her boisterous best. It is time for OMG.
So OMG this week is going to be a little bit different because I have been getting so much flack from Hosco and Rowey about not showing up for last week's episode. And might I just say, it was not the broken finger. If you looked like this, you probably wouldn't show up either. Like I'm saying, I can still rock on, but there's not much else I can do with these hands because I have 2 splints on and they didn't know the backstory, so I'm just going to explain it here. Broke both my ring fingers. I have to wear these excessive splints, and I had a hand occupational therapy appointment that I had to go to, and unfortunately our hand OT here in Perth takes 3 hours to get anything done. So I was there, couldn't come in. Our poor media team already organised, the AFL already organised. Unfortunately, guys, these things happened. It's unforeseen circumstances, if you ask me, because who would have thought a physio with no hands? Nigel No Hands over here is going in and practicing Reiki these days. I've got all about the energies. I'm upskilling without even knowing because I can't do any manual therapy. Anyways, it's really hard. And so just on that, if anyone has ever had a hand splint before, I feel so sorry for you because people say all the time, it's just a finger, it's just your hands. No, like human beings need all 10 fingers. All 8 and 2 thumbs. They need them. I can't wash my hair. I can't put on clothes. A bra is impossible. So we're going to free the nip. There is nothing you can do. I've got an example here. I know it's my right hand, but I can't do it on my left either. I literally can't get the pen to the paper because of this plastic on my hand. I'm back in school. That is really hard to do. Emma. But I can still play football. So to you, Rowey and Hosco, if you want to come to the toilet with me and give me some assistance, then sure, go for it. You can give me all the SHIT you want, but in the end, that's what you'll be cleaning up for me, if you want to keep going.
Now, Drisco, you spent a lot of time explaining yourself there, and we know that when you over-explain, Jordy, it kind of means that you're lying. Something tells me that story wasn't real.
The word economy wasn't quite there, and Drisco, I can't cop it, mate. Like I'm still doing my job, and my hands are taped up like this. So I just think you're full of it, honestly. Just get on with playing football. I can't believe that you're a physio and you're pulling out all of these excuses to have a crack at Rowey and Hosco. So stay in your lane. insane.
We can't cop that. So I think we're just going to move on to the next topic. Drisco, we'll hear from you next week, but we have to go on to the finals.
Yeah, the finals. I'm so excited for the finals. It's interesting. After we just had North and Hawks play just this weekend, they're playing again in the first final on Friday night, 7:15 at Icon. What game in this lineup are you really looking forward to?
Well, firstly, Jordy, how would you feel if you played North last week and you're playing them again this week? I feel like that's a difficult draw.
It is, but I also think we would love that in another opportunity after you've had it. Clearly Hawks wouldn't be pleased with how they showed up, and you never get a chance to play a team twice in a row. This is a really rare opportunity, and what a fantastic opportunity. I literally saw them 7 days ago.
Yeah, literally, and you get the direct feedback from the game as well, and the staff will be happy about it because they've already done their prep for it, so it's probably an easy week for the staff. But it was an interesting draw. I also think that the D's Brisbane game, that's what really interests me, because I feel like D's are one of the teams that could put it up to North. That's the team I would watch at the moment, but I'm interested to see how they fare up against Brisbane, because I think that they have different strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, and Brisbane and the D's also played just the week before we've just played, so last weekend, and Brizzy got over them. Brizzy beat them, and Sam Wright was talking to Mick Stanier, and I think he's probably really looking forward to having another chance to have a crack at Icon at the Lions at Icon on Sunday at 1:05. For me, I reckon it's going to be Crows and Saints. I think that's a really obviously that's an elimination final, so both teams have to win, as is the Carlton Eagles game. Both teams, whichever team wins, they move on. Whoever loses doesn't get a second chance. So I'm not convinced on the Saints. I'm really not. But then again, Crows aren't at their best this season. So how do you see that game playing out?
Yeah, I'm probably thinking that Crows, but the reason is it's a home game as well. 3:05 at Norwood. So I feel like they have a real chance when it's at home, but I do agree with you. Like, they haven't been their consistent selves this season. So St Kilda could put it up to them. They're also like a young, fresh team. Probably will go out with a let's go, let's see how we go sort of attitude. But I think for me, Carlton versus West Coast, I'm going to tip West Coast for that one.
Well, it's interesting because that's another game that was played this weekend. Carlton and Eagles just played, and they're playing again. And the only reason Eagles are in is because the Dons got over the Swans. And I don't know if you saw on socials, all of the Eagles players were thanking the Dons for kicking the Swans out. So I'm really interested to see. Obviously, the Eagles are a young team, and they're full of confidence. And they were, teetering on the edge of finals, and here they are. They're in finals. So I think they'd be looking to have another chance at Carlton. But I reckon Carlton get it done.
And if you were to predict who would be in the big dance, who would you say?
Well, North, obviously. North, and I reckon the D's as well.
Same.
I reckon the D's, I feel like they're starting to come into a little bit of form, and they're clearly a finals experienced team, and nothing against Brisbane, but I think the D's get it done. Who do you see?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's D's versus North. I think Brisbane maybe potentially, but really if I was to bet now, I would say D's versus North. But Jordy, that's all we have time for this week, but make sure to tune in next week for finals of 2025. I can't wait.
I can't wait, Rowey. It's been another great episode of Tagged. Thanks to Head and Shoulders. I'm Jordy Allen. That's Sarah Rowe. And now back after a very short hiatus, we've got Hosco's Hot Seat. See you later.
Hi, I'm Kate Marcourt, a former AFLW player and apparently now a model. I do not like spicy food at all.
Well, Ketch, or Ketchy as I like to call you, you are one of Tag's favourite people to come on, and you've been part of us for the last few years. Welcome to Hosco's Hot Seat. Now, essentially what happens, I'm sure you've watched along so far, but I will ask you a bunch of steamy, saucy, hot, kind of spicy questions, and do you have to answer? No, but if you don't, you must take a chip, dip it into one of my 3 spicy hot sauces. And is that a deal? Seems pretty fair.
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
I want to jump into a little bit of footy stuff to start, because you were drafted in the inaugural AFL women's competition back in 2017. Do you think you could keep up with the girls today?
Absolutely not. I've been watching the games and I'm just like, geez, they're getting faster.
Name one player that should hang up the boots.
Jesus, direct.
Keep in mind, if you don't want to answer, you don't want to put someone under the bus. And we have a time limit on this. So
No, I don't want to answer.
Okay, off you go.
That's mean.
Keep in mind, Ketchy is the sweetest soul I've ever met. We'll never say a bad word about anyone.
No.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You got this. I'll always be your number one supporter. Cheer, you got this. Okay, she's got the hands waving. She's taking a deep breath. I can smell the spice from here. Who's the best current AFLW player in the league, in your opinion?
Oh, the best current AFLW player, Conti.
And the worst?
Not answering that.
Off you go. This is going to be too easy to throw her under the bus. Okay, we're going to power on. So while you keep it... Did you dip it in?
Yes, I did.
I missed out. I was too busy laughing. You're now back playing footy for Eagles. Am I correct, in the Western Football and Netball League?
Yes, the Yarraville Eagle.
Yeah, so do you actually enjoy having a totally unfair advantage over your opponents? You're going to say yes or no?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to continue on. We're going to power through. So you famously played for 3 clubs. List them, please.
Fremantle, Richmond and Hawthorn.
Which team had the best culture?
Oh, Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Okay. Which was the worst?
Fremantle.
Do you know what? I can't be laughing because they beat us this year. So now, which club out of Richmond, Freo and Hawthorn has the worst club song?
Fremantle.
How does it go?
Freo, where to go?
Best theme song?
Definitely the Tigers.
And how does that go? Oh, wait, sorry.
Overtime Tiger.
You don't even know the lyrics, haven't you?
The Tigers, yellow and black. I know that part.
Do you know what I feel like you're doing right now?
I was doing
Can you reenact it? And we're going to get the little Kath and Kim like...
Tiger, yellow and black. Oh, we're from Tiger Land.
Now, on a serious note, now you were the first African woman to play in the AFLW, drafted back in 2017. How does that feel for you, knowing that you're helping pave the way for some young African women coming through the ranks?
Obviously, it was hard because, footy wasn't my original choice, and to go into footy was very new and had to learn. And so even being drafted, I was like, what is this? I didn't even know what drafting is. And so to play in the AFLW and then see how my community has really just taken to the game was really awesome. And now I just get to sit on the sideline and I get to watch young Grace Barber at Hawthorn and Elaine Gregg, and just have smiles on my face and just going, wow, these are the next wave of those young women that are going to be inspiring the next generation to want to play AFLW. So, yeah, I just get to be their big sister on the sideline and cheer on and, just be really, really proud of what they're doing.
Oh, it's incredible. And I can tell you firsthand that I've seen the impact that you've had on your community, but on all communities as well. I know it cannot be easy to be the first African woman to play, but it's incredible that you were, and I feel like it's absolutely phenomenal to see what it's doing for these young girls coming through, so congratulations. So if you could appear on any reality TV show right now, what would it be?
Probably Dancing with the Stars.
Well, last time we spoke, I'm pretty sure your answer around something like that was something to do with The Bachelor or a dating show, maybe Love Island. So I have a question, because that wasn't front of mind. Everyone's got this on their mind. Have you found a husband yet?
We're finally en route. I have a boyfriend.
What? Yay! That is incredible.
8 years in the making, Sarah.
Okay, I thought you were about to say 8 years together. No, how long have you been together?
We met in March.
Okay.
Tinder magic. I know. Every time I tell people, they're like, "What? People met on Tinder?" And yeah, just been doing our thing. Yeah, he's a beautiful
that.
man, and I'm in my soft girlfriend era. I love
Wow, I'm loving this era. Now, do you trust me?
it. No.
Give me your phone and let me send him a message. Take a chip. Take a chip. Into the hot sauce.
No.
Have you said that you love him yet?
Oh Jesus. No.
Yes, give me your phone. To sign off, you've been absolutely incredible. I've loved having you on the show. I've got a gold coin in my hand. It's a $2 coin. Tails, heads, pick one.
Heads.
Heads. I flip it. It's on the back of my hand. If this is tails, you must have one last chip with hot sauce. It's tails. And while you have your chip, Ketchy, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on Hosco's Hot Seat. It's been a pleasure. Please come back again soon. Bye for now. Give us a wave down the camera while you...
Bye.